guys, it's a Right, go, just go. Stop laughing, like 2 months ago because we were supposed to film this. Hey guys, it's Rebecca. So today I'm going to be doing my review for Scythe by Neil Schusterman. Obviously I'm going to be doing the review with my sister because we both basically buddy read it like 2 months ago and just haven't had the chance to make the video yet. But we ended up like thinking really the same thing. Do you want to describe the plot first, because I'm really bad at saying plots, you know, it's like my plots just never make any sense.
So basically it's about a world where they have done away with death, and so any disease or accidents or anything that could cause death, like if you got run over by a car or you fell out a window, you wouldn't die, you become deadish. So, and they basically just revive you, so you cannot be killed at all, apart from if you are gleaned or killed by a professional scythe. So it's like Grim Reapers who come and kill whoever they want really within like a certain amount of people a year. So then the plot follows two scythe apprentices, so they've been taken on to learn how to become a scythe, and they're called Citra and Ron, who we basically follow like their journey or whatever.
So yeah, that's basically what the plot is. You can fit it away down like a chance. Basically we're just going to talk about generally what our thoughts were on it, because whenever I'm rating a book I rate it like out of 5 things, so like a star for each. So I have like a star for general enjoyment, just how much I liked it, a star for like the pacing and the plot and the characters, then also a star for the writing style. So we're just going to go through each of those and like say what we both thought about each of those. So we'll just start with like general enjoyment. So
I liked the idea of the book more than I liked the actual book. So I liked like the premise. I thought the premise was interesting. I was like, I want to read a book, and Rebecca was like, oh, I've got these, and I thought that one sounded like really interesting. But whenever you actually read it, it's really slow and goes at such a slow pace, and the characters I found uninteresting. The plot is really dragged out, so I didn't personally enjoy it.
No, I didn't enjoy it either. Like I like agree, because like I just thought like the whole thing was just ridiculous. Like there were so many
plot holes.
Yeah, there's so many plot holes. Like that's the main thing that was so bad.
Was really bad.
Like the plot holes just ruin it, because like I can get past like boring characters and all, because like then you think like, oh, maybe they'll be more developed in like the next book. So then you think, oh, like the plot was like good enough. But like see, whenever there's like plot holes and like nothing makes sense, nothing adds up. Like one thing is said at the start that's completely changed later on and stuff, so you just can't get into it. Like you can't believe it, because it just feels as if like Neil Schusterman literally just made it up as he went along and like just changed his mind. Oh, I have like a better idea now.
Yeah.
And then just wrote that and changed his mind. We both hated it basically. Yeah, Hannah read it first and she was just like, I absolutely hate this. It's like the worst thing ever. Oh yeah, I forgot to say that I buddy read this, because I buddy read this with Clem over at Wonder Worlds. So I'll link her channel below so you can go and check out her channel. But Hannah read it first and then I buddy read it with Clem. Clem ended up loving it, but I absolutely hated it, and I told her that. And it was so bad because she was like reading it really, really fast because she loved it, but I absolutely hated it, and like I was just like suffering through it. It was so ridiculous that I did kind of want to read it, and I wanted to see if I agreed with Hannah, but I hated it pretty much from the start, like because I just thought it was terrible. Now we have to get into spoilers, because I feel like there's no way to like properly talk about it, because we hated it like in detail without obviously going into spoilers, so we kind of have to. So if you haven't read this book, then you should probably click out of the video. Like if you don't ever think that you're going to read it, then you can watch it, but if you are ever planning to read it, then don't watch this, because we probably will spoil it. Like so
even if you read it, plot twists aren't that good, so do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you won't even beat that shock. So we're going to start out with plot. So what did you not like about the plot?
I didn't like how many plot holes there was in it. It was ridiculous. Like it was just a ridiculous plot. Like I cannot convey this enough. There was like this one bit where he basically takes him into the grocery store so that he can take him back to his house where he's training them to be scythes. She says Citra, who's the main character, well, one of the two dual point of views, even though it goes in a freaking Bob down the street's point of view, John Wayne and Frank down the road, right? But like one of the main point of views, she goes, it must be a terrible life to be a scythe. Even in the supermarket, death is hiding right behind the milk.
Yeah, no, that's literally like a line. That's actually a line.
I was like, death is hiding right behind the milk.
So yeah, that was just basically what I hated about the plot. Like it was just so many like ridiculous lines and things that didn't make sense.
And deadish is another one. He introduces deadish halfway through. So at the start they're like, oh, people can't die, blah 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 blah. But later on, like 3/4 into the book, or maybe even half into the book, it says like, oh, people who get like thrown off buildings and stuff, they're not dead, they're deadish. And all this, and it feels like actually dying, but you get revived and all. Like, and I was like, because people jump out of buildings and all for fun, and they call it splatting, and they're like, oh, like it's fun and all, like I'm gonna splat. So if that really feels like dying and all, you have to experience death, then why would you do it?
It makes no sense. And that one bit whenever the Thunderhead is talking to Citra when she's deadish. But like if you are not revived whenever you're deadish, you're basically left deadish forever. So she's clinically dead, right? Yeah. Whenever she's deadish, like in our terms, she's basically dead.
Yeah.
But then how can, in a completely brain dead person, how can...
Yeah, it said like your brain stem still has activity or something.
That's impossible if you're dead.
Yeah, no, it was like your,
especially, or she remembered that.
Your like brain cortex or something that says I'm communicating you through your brain cortex. That's the other head. Like it seemed, but there's no magic in this book, by the way. It's all science, like science. So like there was no, it's not magically communicating or anything. It's like it's what is an artificial intelligence, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like an artificial intelligence kind of thing. It's like a computer in the sky.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I thought. Like, see if the next book, or even the third book, because I think there's gonna be a third book, is not about going around, because it's so, that's what I thought as soon as I started reading it. I was like, this is so Terminator-esque. Like, it's so, there was even a line where it says something like, it's not I'll be back, but it was something along those lines, and I went, oh my god, this is, no, it's Terminator, and it's like Skynet, and so that's gonna go awry, and things are gonna start like getting messed up and all, and it's gonna start controlling people, and all, and the side them's only gonna be the only things not affected, because like they're not affected by Thunderhead or whatever. That's 100% gonna happen. If that doesn't happen, I'll be shocked.
So as well, I thought this was ridiculous as well, and this was a plot hole. Like near like the end of the book, it starts saying that like the only thing that can kill people like forever is fire, and that's how like Rowan ends up killing Goddard and all. Goddard, which I thought was ridiculous. Like, see, he all of a sudden runs up with a knife and chops off his head or something.
Now, I didn't really understand this, but through some manner of means, he gets his head cut off and it falls into a bucket.
Bucket was supposed to be like really meaningful. You could tell it was supposed to be like some symbolic meaning.
I didn't know what the meaning was.
It was
see this whole thing.
Like it had like these really
weird undertones.
Really bad. Not really much sense.
Because there was like this bit where they go into like a church. So Citra goes into a what we would call a church, but they called it like a Tonus temple or something. And there are Christians stations of the cross along the wall, but it says like instead of like Jesus carrying the cross, it's like a laboured man carrying a large fork. A laboured man carrying.
It was supposed to be like a musical fork.
Oh no, that annoyed me so much, and I saw somebody else say this annoyed me so much. There was one point, like said a couple of times I think, where they all argue over if the fork rings at is it a G sharp or an A flat, which are like really similar or like the same note on the piano, right? But then there's one point where he says that he just accidentally writes an F sharp or an A flat or something, and I was like, well, that was a mistake. And it's their whole religion is arguing over what note this for. And I was like,
and that's clearly supposed to be some like religious meaning or something.
I don't know what it was,
meaning, but I thought it was just ridiculous. Like I thought the whole thing was ridiculous. Like I know Citra and Rowan find it ridiculous, but like there's no way.
Yeah, but they were finding that ridiculous because there is one point where he says like, oh, it's just a mixture like of all religions from the mortal age or whatever they call it, basically our time. But like it was just ridiculous. Like that would never happen. Everyone in the whole world basically is religion is what note a fork is or something like.
It's ridiculous.
Like that would never be. There's a point where he's saying like being immortal is like being Wile E. Coyote, basically. Like it's like how Roadrunner keeps chasing him, and he keeps smashing into walls and stuff, but he always comes back to life, being immortal and like that. And I was like,
so yeah, that's basically, we could talk about like the plot for ages, but like
yeah, that was really that's the one that was really bad. There's so much bad.
Yeah, there's so much bad stuff. So the next thing that you're going to talk about is the writing style. So basically all of the ridiculous lines, really. So
we should have said death hiding right in the milk at that point.
Yeah. Okay, so this is at like the very start whenever Scythe Faraday, who's like the first Scythe that comes into it, and it says his multi-layered robe was smooth ivory linen, and although it reached so low as to dust the floor, there was not a spot of dirt on it anywhere. But like, why is that supposed? Okay, that sounds as if it's trying to make him sound immortal. Yeah. No, not immortal, like powerful or something, like he has some kind of
like
powers. Supernatural. That's what
but he says at the beginning like,
but there's
nothing more supernatural about his side than like a bin man or something. Like something really basic like an accountant or something. And so these are definitely not supernatural, like definitely not. But also, like, how does the ring and all work? Because if you kiss the ring, basically you can't be gleaned or killed for like a year. So how do they work? And if your blood gets on it as well? But you know what I mean? Like, what is the technology behind that? Is what I understand. Like, the whole book, right, is like hinged on this idea, right? It says it on the back, so this isn't even a spoiler. It comes to Rowan and Citra are both apprentices, and whoever wins has to glean the other. And we're meant to believe that Rowan is going to let Citra win, or even if he does win, he's going to glean himself and let her win anyway. So he is willing to die for her. Yet you see no reason why he loves her, why he even cares about her as a friend. Like, you're not.
The only thing that you know about that is that she walks in after going for a run and he says she's really sexy. Basically.
Yeah, like she walks in all sweaty, he goes, oh, she's hot. Like, that is it. But I would not let someone else live over myself because they looked hot whenever they came in from running. Sorry, but like I wouldn't. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
no chance,
like he is basically choosing her life over his because he thinks she is pretty. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, nobody would.
Yeah.
Nobody would.
All of a sudden, like, he loves her. Like, literally, it's all of a sudden.
All of a sudden, she kisses him and says, like, you've been waiting for this the whole time. I'm not stunned or something. Like, I thought they still hated each other. I had no idea that there was
all
going
of
to
a
be
sudden
any.
this happens. I was like, what? Like,
There's obviously meant to be like romantic
it would have
tension or
been way
something,
better
but
had it like been like a friendship.
Yeah,
way
way
better.
better.
And then maybe it happened in Thunderhead or whatever
Yeah.
the next one. Like it would have been way better. Even if that had been not in it, it would have made a lot more sense if that had just been taken out.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been a lot better.
Because
like,
even
that
if
was one of the main reasons I didn't like it. I hate it.
because it kind of is like a love story. Do you know what I mean? Like it kind of is because
it's like a rip off of Katniss and Peeta. Like a rip off of it, like a complete rip off. It's a rip off
very
of the
rip-off
Hunger
of
Games.
Hunger
The
Games
whole way through is a rip off of the Hunger Games. Like what they have to kill each other. And
yeah,
like that's the plot twist. That is the Hunger Games.
that's the biggest plot twist in the book. Basically, there's like two
And it's
plot
not a plot
twists.
twist. It's more just like a bit of the plot.
Yeah,
It's not even a plot.
there's not
twist.
even a twist.
Not a twist.
Everything that was
Plot
thrown
twist.
at us is like a plot twist. I saw people reviewing this being like the plot twists are amazing, and I was like, what plot twist? It's like a plot point. Do you know what I mean? Like, see Faraday coming back, Faraday dying, all of that was a plot point. It just felt like it was something to further the plot, but I wasn't like, how did I not see that
Faraday
coming?
coming back was just born. Like I didn't even.
Actually, I preferred the romance between Scythe Curie and Scythe Faraday than I did between Scythe and Rowan.
way before.
And it was 2 sentences.
That was better. That was the best bit.
I liked Scythe Curie alright, and I liked Scythe
Curie. I like Goddard. I hated him. He's a melter. See him having to. Okay, Rowan has to go and like kill basically as a challenge from
that
Goddard
was right.
because he's like Goddard's apprentice. So he has to like. That's another one of the ridiculous plot points. It's supposed to be a plot twist, which was ridiculous.
Goddard basically takes, because Faraday's been killed, Scythe Curie takes on Citra, and Scythe Goddard takes on Rowan, but they still have to glean each other, even though it was only because they were under the same side as a person.
That's
made
not
no
explained,
sense.
that's not
explained.
explained,
That made no sense. But basically, that's what happens.
Rowan's like task from Goddard is to go and like kill like loads of people, make them
dash,
like to like stab
kill
them all basically like in a line, loads of people. But it reminded me of like Hercules, you know, whenever he's like slicing those
Those dummy things.
Yeah, slicing those dummies.
Whenever he bends the sword and he like goes like and it kills like all
Yeah,
people.
like that. It was literally like that.
It was literally like that.
In the Hercules game.
When he gets like,
PlayStation 2,
he like breaks the measure tape with his muscles, and I felt like that's true.
It was like Hercules, and there was like loads of bits where it was like, oh, and his muscles are so big now. And like, oh, I didn't notice I've like got a massive six pack, and my guns are kissing his guns and all.
See that where it goes? No, it goes like this. It literally said this, and I promise this. It goes like this. They basically have nanites in them, which is what dulls pain and like would heal a cut or something right away. And so there's a bit where, and they're controlled by like I don't know, a remote. At one point, Goddard or one of his minions dials down his using this remote, his nanite, so he can feel pain now and he can be hurt. But then it goes, after he dials it down, it literally says is basically all of Scythe Goddard's friends, it goes, they stripped down to their knickers and started to beat him up. Why did they? Like, why did they?
Why did they do that?
But it didn't even say knickers, it said like underoos. It was a ridiculous word. It was like stripped down to their was it knickers?
About it, yeah.
Yeah, because I
It's like Americans don't say
The
that.
knickers,
That's an English word.
yeah,
And that's like a funny word. That's not taken seriously. That's not a serious word. That's a ridiculous word. So like it was like,
and there's another bit where the big head side falls into a pool and he like walks out and like it goes like he walked back in his wet box, like drips coming down him and I'm like, what is going on? Like,
yeah. Oh no, that bit where he has Goddard gets a knife to a child's throat, right? But she can't even see it. Right? He has a knife right to your throat and is going, if you don't do as I say, I'll kill you. But
and she's like
innocently sucking a lollipop, right? Even though he had a knife to her throat, but she was looking to the side, so she didn't notice.
But I feel like you'd feel a knife to your throat,
Yeah.
but she's like looking around, like
Or
not
see it.
noticing. Yeah,
Or put his hand right in front of your face, or him saying that. Is she dead? No.
She did. That's a good point.
We're going to go on to characters now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll talk about characters now and what we thought about Citra and Rowan and the sides, basically.
Yeah.
The main characters. To be honest, I hated them all. Like, I
hated
all
every single one of them.
It wouldn't like show you from like the plot and stuff what the characters were like. It would just state it. It would just state that like Rowan was courageous, like Citra was a happy woman. Do you know what I mean? And like stuff like that. Scythe Curie, oh, she's so generous and kind and
Yeah, it just
loves
said like
justice,
the good
but,
guys are good because and the bad guys are bad because like that was it. It was
Yeah.
like these people are bad and they like to hurt
And
people
they just
kill people
are.
just because they are. There was no reason.
Yeah, it didn't show you like how evil they were. Now it showed you how evil Goddard was because he would like kill people in like masses.
But there was no reason for how did he become as because you have to be really like a good person and blah 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 blah, really like distinguished to be a Scythe, so how did he become one?
Yeah, there was no
And he was
background
under
to any of
Lockery's
the
as well,
characters.
so he's meant to be the best man ever, so like how did that get
It was
through?
absolutely ridiculous. Like the characters were ridiculous, and that the insta love is not a part of the characters, and it was just ridiculous. It makes no sense. And the end bit, whenever Citra, what is she gets Rowan to kiss her ring.
No, this is disgusting. She punches him in the face so that some blood will go into her Scythe ring and it'll get put in the thing so nobody can clean
She's
it off.
happy that blood did come out.
She's lucky the blood didn't come out for one. But so it goes in, his DNA goes in and he can't be cleaned for a year, so she's basically kept him safe.
So
she like looks at his blood or something and licks it or something, like or kisses it or something. She looks at his blood on her fingers and goes like,
I was finished with
kisses
that
or
book
something.
by then. I just wanted it to be over. I didn't care.
I wouldn't make that
really
second one, sorry.
It says at the end that Rowan is known as
The big bad or something.
no, the Satan or something. No, it's
Scythe Lucifer!
Scythe Lucifer. He's known as Scythe Lucifer
Because he's so evil.
Because he's so evil. They've been saying that there's a Scythe Lucifer going around. So ridiculous.
It was just
It was the ridiculous thing ever. Okay, so lastly we're going to talk about like the pacing of the book and what we thought about that.
It went at a snail's pace. Like it was the slowest thing I've ever read in my life.
The first half was a lot better than the second half. The second
I thought it
half
was all
I
rubbish.
wanted it to end. Like you read the first half so much faster than the second half.
It was painful to read. Like I remember coming home from school being like, I have to read that. It was physically putting me in pain. Like I was dreading coming home from school. I was like, this politics lecture is actually more interesting. Like and like it was meant to weave together and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like to keep you interested, all plots and all. There's like little subplots they didn't weave together. It'll go in and out of point of view, which is absolutely ridiculous. Like ridiculous. Sometimes it's omniscient, sometimes it's like objective, sometimes it's in like a close point of view. But like they all went to weave together. So Goddard goes to house and demands the man to give him the house and says, do you know what? If you want to stay here, I need a new pool boy. Later when we're in Rowan's point of view, he goes, how did you get this house or something? He goes, oh, I was given it or something. And he goes, and a pool boy looked up. And a pool boy looked up. That was meant to like weave it together. Like I was like, a pool boy. That was meant to be a joke, and it wasn't very funny. It was cringe.
No, I think it was supposed to be emotional. I don't think it was supposed to be funny. I think it was supposed to be like emotional, like this.
I can't tell if it was meant to be funny or
is
not.
now abused, like or
A
something.
pool boys
Like,
are abused. And like that whole, what is her name, Renee or something? Or Nessa or something? Esme. I knew it was something like Renesme. So I knew it was either Renee or Esme. But I didn't understand the point of her. She really liked pizza or something. She got captured or something. That was it, basically.
yeah, that was the whole book. Really, that was like
that's it.
There is some like quite disturbing scenes like of violence and stuff. Like there actually is because there's like one bit like even whenever I was buddy reading this with Clem, even she said this bit really disturbed her. That bit whenever Rowan kills Citra basically and makes her deadish, he snaps her neck.
Oh, there's
really
violently.
violently.
There's a bit
really
where
disgusting.
they have to glean this woman and she's basically saying like, please don't glean me and stuff. That was quite disturbing. I thought right off at the beginning.
Like Faraday's supposed to be the most
honourable man. And there's a bit where
he's so nasty.
Somebody begs to be like gleaned like painlessly and he says no, drown them. And drowning is like really painful apparently. I don't know, I've never been dead. But like apparently drowning is like a painful way to die and he's like, do you know what, drown them anyway. Why would he not want to kill everybody painlessly if he's so good for one? And it just, they're all like, please don't kill me and all, and that's kind of disturbing. Plus there's the bit where Volta dies, very disturbing. So there's a bit where a guy called Volta, who's like a junior Scythe, so he's still learning under Goddard, he basically massacres all of these children and then commits suicide himself, and it was very graphic. It was very upsetting, like, and I don't know why they bothered to put that in the book.
So that means there's trigger warnings for suicide. Anybody probably watching this probably already read it.
Yeah.
But I'll
if you haven't, then
if you haven't, then
don't read it if like you're upset by
anything
like that.
Any like violence or anything like that.
So we never said about the actual writing style, as in the head hopping of being 1 minute omniscient, 1 minute you're in like a close point of view. It's very like jarring or whatever.
It's just bad. Like the whole thing's just bad. Like it's just terrible. It's just a terrible book. Really, I gave it 2 stars, but Hannah gave it 1 star because like, I know I thought it was
if I could give it 0, I would.
1 star, but I gave it 2 stars.
Rebecca's really nice about books.
Yeah, I'm really nice because I thought
really
you basically give it a star, 1 star.
I mean, I'm sure his other books are probably good because like he's got millions of them, so people like them. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion.
Okay, so that's really it for the video. It was probably ages. Like I don't even know how long. If you did enjoy this video, then please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you'd like me to have Hannah in another video. Hannah, like you're so mean. Hannah actually has her own channel, so if you want to go and subscribe to that, one video showing off. Yeah, has one video in it, and it's like what she got for Christmas. But she is planning on like having more videos and all on it soon. So if you're like wanting to subscribe to her for whenever her new videos finally come out, then I'll leave her like channel in the description so you can go and like subscribe to it because she will eventually be uploading on it. So as I said, that's really it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching, and as I said, please like and subscribe if you did, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!